has West Coast Customs, and Sam and I both kind of look at it and then look at each other, and we're like, we should bring Donald's car here and put it on like 40s.
Dude, Big Justice showed up to buy an F350. Oh, bless you, Sean. Here's 5 big boobs.
What is Ferrari to you right now? What is your current pulse check on Ferrari?
Well, I think once they got rid of Pininfarina,
Yeah,
that was the biggest mistake.
They gave it 3 exhaust pipes. They gave it the roof scoops and the this and that and the fake vents and the this. And I think Ferrari is stuck in that realm of too much going on.
Hey, so welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with ABS. This is our first show of 2025, and yesterday...
Happy New Year, buddy. Damn it.
Yesterday, I drove Sam's Skoda for the first time.
What a way to start the year, huh?
You guys, people, we do drive cars in the winter, not certain ones.
Not
but
these.
Certain cars do get driven, Skodas, and you also drove the Fleet Z, what is it, the Z4?
I didn't, but
the Z4M?
Donald did.
Yeah,
Donald
the
drove
Z4M.
that
It's a Z4, right?
Z4M. I had no
Z4M.
idea that had an E46.
Antonio's like, dude, that's got the S54 in it. It's like, nice, dude. You're such a casual. Like,
I had no idea that it had.
What do you even know?
Sam told me. I had no idea that it had the E4.
I'm glad Sam knew.
I don't pay attention to that car.
I'm glad Sam knew. I can't believe the Skoda got sacrificed for a winter driving video.
Yeah, it's literally, the salt on the road is literally gonna,
the color of the car.
It's gonna deteriorate the entire car.
The best was the picture of Antonio after with his gloves, looking like a Cold War refugee driving a Skoda.
Antonio was like flat out in that thing, doing probably 18 to 22 miles an hour.
Dude, it was so much fun.
Did Donald enjoy it? He did enjoy it.
That's a Donald car, though. The Skoda is a Donald car.
He said he liked it more than my Boxster. And
I wonder
like,
what would win in a race, the Morietti or the...
well, the Morietti is
Moretti.
No, it's a Morietti.
Skoda.
It's a...
Morietti?
It's a Morietti. It's a very...
Yeah, the Fiat. The Morietti.
The Fiat.
Oh, okay.
And yours is a 4-cell? Yeah. What's the size of the Skoda engine? 1.05. So it should win.
1 point.
It should win in a drag race. I think we should... That would be fun. That'd be a good episode.
That would be...
The Moretti would... You could probably fit... Yeah. They're both rear engine. So you got that going for it. That's the only thing you have going for it. But... yeah. So how did... Yeah,
Dude.
the BMW. That's a great car.
Yeah, so I'm only driven that once, but I drove it home from Cars and Coffee once to Park Place from, I don't remember, Fort Adams or something. And it was like, that's a fast car.
Yeah.
That's a...
Those cars, well, that one's
car,
lighter than seems like lighter than an E46 coupe. But those things, dude, above like 5K, like you're kind of cooking.
Oh yeah, that car is fast.
And they're attainable. Like in today's, they're not crazy.
What do they go for?
Like
I think
35, 40 grand.
They're lower. Yeah, they're lower than that now. But yeah, the coupe is the one you want. Coupes are going up.
So cool.
Yeah. Coupes
The
are great.
M-Coupe, yeah.
Were they popular when they came out?
Not really. Not like
I feel like
incredibly popular.
I feel like I've never seen a
You never see
C4M.
them. I remember looking when I drove the convertible that we have. I was looking at coupes. It's like, very few and far between. They're all above 30 grand.
Yeah.
Because everyone who bought one knew it would be a collector car.
Yeah, so they saved it.
Yeah,
that
and
makes
they
sense.
kinda kept it.
That makes sense.
What was Donald's impression of that car?
Well, we finished the video and he was like blown away by it, and he was like, I would actually replace my SLK with one of these. I mean, I like that more than the SLK.
that car would run the SLK into the ocean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he was like
The SLK.
he was amazed at how fast it was. I mean, it's a genuinely fast car.
Dude, we have a lot of filming coming up.
We're
We're going down to Virginia next week to do some filming, and I saw the list, and it's like 88 cars in a week or something like that.
It's like 35 cars.
Felt like 150.
Antonio,
cars.
the film team just wants
It's
to
efficiency.
end the year in January. Just film them all, just pump them out there.
100%. It's all about efficiency. It's
I think it's all about timing with all the events that we're doing too. A lot of events this year.
Sean's got a cold, if you couldn't tell.
I've got a pretty bad man cold right now.
It's okay, buddy.
That's what happens when you have kids.
You got 2 kids right
Yeah,
here?
we are the kids.
Yeah, you are my kids.
Hey.
So, yeah, very busy year. We're going to be very similar to a lot of the events that we went to last year, which is exciting. starting with the ice event. Last year we had the 1922 3-liter Bentley, which is sitting right there, which we had a lot of fun with. And this year the 51 Pegaso.
What is it, Z102?
Yeah, a NASA coupe. The car that was built for Monaco is going to be shown there. That'll be really cool.
That's going to be epic.
I hope it doesn't snow 8 feet. Like
snow 8 feet in 10 hours like last year and get our rental cars stuck.
Remember last year Antonio went viral with like the dumbest video he's ever filmed?
Yeah,
we were driving up the hill and it's like a cone.
the most views we've
I feel
ever
like
gotten.
people try so hard to go viral and do all this stupid crap like, today I'm going to ride my bike from Alaska to Antarctica or something.
That I knew that was.
Antonio
gonna go
pulls
viral.
out his phone, films a car, and we go viral and gain like 2,000 followers.
I knew that.
It's crazy.
I knew
now.
that
Just
would
go to Costco
viral.
and eat a cookie and you're viral.
Boom.
So the
He's buying a truck. Do you see? Dude, who's that guy in New Jersey who's like the
Sean?
auto broker? You know who it is?
yeah, the guy on
bald
Instagram.
He's always like doing deals and stuff, and people are trying to like trade in cars. And he's like,
yeah.
dude, Big Justice showed up to buy an F350.
He's 11 years
And he
old.
was trying to put him in a Cybertruck, and freaking Mrs. Justice is like, oh, how am I going to get up in there? He's
Wait,
like, I'll get you up in there.
Wait, Big Justice bought a truck?
He was shopping with the viral.
So I've noticed that in the beginning.
This is a big deal.
In the early videos, it would just be Big Justice and his dad, but now I see like Big Justice.
Mama Justice, Sister Justice.
Big Justice is sporting a Rolex now in the video.
Dude.
He was gifted that.
Well, yeah, I'm not. It's just funny to see like.
He's got, dude. I mean,
He's cooking.
his wrestling career is taking off. He's doing cameos for everything.
Big Justice or AJ?
Whoever the big one is.
All we're saying-
Big Justice is the kid. AJ is.
Are
the
you
dad.
serious?
Yeah.
I had it mixed up.
So anyway.
No wonder everyone was weirded out when I kept talking about the boom. Oh, bless you, Sean. Here's 5 big booms. Oh God.
How did we end up here?
It's just funny, like talking about like people try to go viral. Like people do really stupid stuff. Like I'm really glad we do nice quality content. And
you slouch too much.
It's not my problem. We're on the
there's
event chairs.
There's
these are
all
dinner
different ways
chairs.
to do it, but then there's the guy who I forget his name, like
really amazing.
Whistling Diesel.
Yeah.
He just destroys.
But you know
cars.
what?
But they're like it's evolved into something that's like
I
Did
love.
you see? Go ahead.
I was just saying that, like, I love that Whistling Diesel exists because, not that I want to do any of the stuff that he does, but it's like you think about like what would happen if I did X, or what would happen if I did Y.
He's the intrusive thought without you doing it.
He does it.
Yeah,
like
I know. Did you see Doug DeMuro on his podcast? Now we're like talking Doug DeMuro's podcast. We're like,
I love Doug
reviewing
DeMuro.
Doug DeMuro's podcast. Dude, he's talking he's like he loves Whistling Diesel because like that's who those are
It's
like the
intrusive thoughts.
intrusive
Yeah,
thoughts
you
in his
just-
mind that he can't do.
It's like what you
basically.
did with your model cars as a kid.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like threw him down
In
the
the
stairs or
sandbox.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he takes his Cybertruck and does everything that you would want to do with it.
It's absolutely amazing. But he's also like a vigilante. Like people like steal stuff. Like there was recently this girl sent her truck out to this shop middle of the country somewhere and gave the guy $25,000 to do a bunch of stuff to the truck and like didn't see the truck for like 2 years.
Oh wow.
And like the guy was unresponsive. The truck like wasn't at the shop and like he like took it upon himself
Oh wow.
to like get the truck back. So like maybe we should get into that kind of thing.
I don't know about
Barry's
that.
We could
repo
try.
service.
Yeah, Barry's
Barry's
repo
repo.
service. Get you a little flatbed situation.
Dude, I test drove a GR Corolla
Oh yeah, you
When?
said that.
last week.
Barry, you don't answer your phone for it.
Yeah, that's true. What was your impression?
Oh, it's really good. I'm not gonna buy one, but I really liked it.
So you're not a buyer?
Well,
The salesman read.
I don't know. I'm thinking about like consolidating into one vehicle, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
But the suspension, especially for Rhode Island roads, kind of reminds me of when we went to Car Week and we were following Bob in the Lancia Delta. Just like watch the Delta like
that car just stays so
go
level.
over all these bumps, and it's just the body's like staying flat. I was on like a pretty bad like road in Warwick near like the Inskip like test loop.
Yeah.
And it just soaks them up. It's super comfortable. The shifter's good. And for a 1.6 liter,
Yeah, it goes.
3-cylinder.
I worry about that engine. I do. In 15
Yeah.
years.
Are they
But-
selling?
I see a lot of them for
You're
sale
seeing
on.
used ones now.
I see a lot of them for sale on like Car Gurus. Some of them on Facebook Marketplace. They seem to hold their value pretty well. I mean, the one that I was looking
Yeah,
at
they
was
do.
like 34,000 with like 10,000 miles.
Are they are dealers asking over sticker or no?
I think
Not
for the first ones when they came out,
Yeah.
they
Not
were.
right now.
So
Yeah.
you have like the core, which is the base, then you have the circuit, the middle tier one, and then you have like the Marizo or whatever it's called. I always think of like chorizo sausage. That's the expensive one because that's got like I think no rear seats, and then they have
Carbon
like,
fiber roof.
Yeah, the circuit edition has a carbon fiber roof too. The middle tier one, I think.
All right, so here's the question. So everybody's yapping about, I don't like new cars. There's no soul. To me,
that has a soul.
To me, that's the only one
Yeah.
that has
That's
that
like-
kind of energy.
That's
Attainable.
attainable for like a younger
Yeah.
person or like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
Would you put like the new Lotus that you drove in that bucket of like cars that
Yes.
actually feel
I-
like there's something going
So
on?
I really like the new Lotus, and I also I know, I mean, this is like so far out of like the ballpark, but also the McLaren Artura Spider.
Oh yeah, you drove that.
That
too.
was actually really good. That felt like, over here we have the McLarens. It felt like a really nice evolution of the 12C. Like, okay, the 620Rs, just like that doesn't count
It's a
because
race car.
that's a race car. That's
Basically.
very raw, but I like the Artura felt like good when I drove it. If I actually really enjoyed that car.
Yeah, dude, I saw Lotus Evoras on Facebook the other day in the 30s.
It's wild.
Like, have those just
Like the
dumped
early ones, 08s,
or
09s?
Not 08, but it was like 11, like
Wow.
12, dumped
aren't they?
miles too.
I could be
How
wrong,
many?
but aren't they difficult to? Are they not very fun to service? From what I understand.
They're not.
I don't
Well,
know.
the parts are cheap.
Yeah.
Toyota.
The stuff that goes wrong is wonky. Like, for example, I drove one where the window leaked and there was 17,000 miles.
Yeah. So it's just like
So it's
wonky
like
stuff.
stupid stuff
Yeah.
that and the infotainment system is horrible. It's like something you'd buy at a sound effects and put in your.
They fixed all
Civic.
that stuff with the Amira.
Yeah.
It's like fit from what I saw, but fit and finish and tech in the Amira, really, really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I want to drive.
For
one
how
of those.
much?
It was like
New
100.
knew they're 100, but now you see them for like 88,
Yeah.
85. I feel like they're gonna go if that car at like 60 or whatever would
Where
be the
are
bargain of the century.
MC20s at?
Oh boy.
Because I know someone who's looking at one. This was probably almost 2 years ago. No, year and a half ago,
Yeah,
and they were like,
180.
No.
No.
120, 130.
no, they were. I'm telling you, a year and a half ago, they were like 220.
220. Yeah,
So
yeah,
where are they at? Oh yeah, they were brand new.
yeah,
so where are
they'd
they
be-
at
they'd
now?
be-
Yeah, I know
they'd be over
completely
300.
dumped.
Are they
I
at
thought they
120?
were.
That was my
could be wrong.
depreciation watch. In case you missed my depreciation watch of 2024, which
The MC
didn't come out.
I mean, that car is
that was top of my list.
Well,
the
speaking
Maserati. Yeah, I don't know. Where is the Maserati brand going? Is like
I don't think anyone
Well,
knows.
speaking of which, with Maserati, I have this list here of cars that are dead for 2025, and I picked out ones that, are enthusiasts. The Chiron, that doesn't count because of the tourbillon. But, like, in the same vein as Maserati, they're not going to make the Quattroporte anymore.
do they? What?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, no.
see you later.
The F-Type is gone. The
Well,
Nissan,
Jaguar is gone.
The Nissan GTR is gone.
Hold on one second. Maserati has more like iterations of different vehicles than you would realize.
I didn't realize
they have
that.
a V8
I
SUV,
remember-
they have a V6 SUV, they have all this crazy.
I feel like
When
the
the Ghibli came
Quattroporte
out-
with the V8 would be. Don't they still make the new they're not making it anymore? But don't they still make the Quattroporte with the V8, the new one?
I don't know.
When the Ghibli came out, that was everywhere. I don't think I
Everywhere.
remember seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see them anywhere.
No.
There's-
They were horrible.
They're
Where'd they
horrible.
go?
They were- it's just like
Where did they go?
not
They
only
got,
that,
they
but
got repoed.
Barry's,
they-
Barry's repoed it.
I picked them up.
Okay, so the Ferrari 812 is done because of the
Ferrari is
That car grew on me a lot.
Dodici Chalin. That grew on you, the Dodici Chalin?
No.
no the 812.
Oh, 812.
the
812 is beautiful.
812 when it came out to me was like too big, and
Yeah.
the F12 to me was perfect. But the 812, now looking at the Dodo Cylindry,
The 12
the
cylinder.
the 812, whatever you call it, the 812 is a really good looking car.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Where
car.
do you honestly?
Here we go.
Sean's always
Here comes reasonable Sean.
he always comes
Where
at
do
me.
you because
He's gonna come at
Mr.
me for
Reasonable.
Ferrari right now.
what is Ferrari to you right now? What is your current pulse check on Ferrari?
What were we talking about yesterday with the F80? What's the price?
We were
of
just
this?
talking about like it's just wild.
They're out in
whatever
left
they
field.
have, they're like $4 million. They're making 800
$4
of them.
billion bucks.
No, 4 million.
Oh.
And
He's sick.
Yeah.
It sounded
You know,
like a billion. I was like, yeah, no
they
one's buying
look
that.
$4 billion.
I mean, you got to see it in person, but just like the cars are depreciating like crazy too. The SF
They don't have the same like draw.
There's just no like when we were kids, like seeing an F50 was like.
Well, and also I feel like who was saying? It might have been Doug on his thing. Like there are so many cars that are $1 million.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
so
It's
many.
like,
there's
what?
more now
And
than
it's like-
there ever were.
Yeah, and
But
it's like I understand, everything's appreciated and COVID and this and that and all these great excuses, but it's like the reality is there are more companies producing more high-end cars.
Right.
When back then it was you had, an F50,
Ferrari, yeah.
a Carrera GT, Ford GT.
But I think Doug said we were talking a lot about Doug, but I honestly we were talking about this yesterday. I think you can't go to a Porsche dealer and get a 911, but you could go to a Ferrari dealer and get a Roma or an SF90, whatever those
that's
cars
what
are.
we're talking about.
Rolls
It's like-
of
it's
You
reverse.
can
like-
pay for anything
you
at
could-
Ferrari.
yeah.
You
You
can
could-
pay,
you could
you're going to
get-
pay for it.
And
But
you
you
can
can get
leave
it.
the same day.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That has never been
And if
the
not,
case
you
Yeah.
can
ever.
place an order like on
It
almost
was,
anything.
It used to be like you couldn't even look at a Ferrari dealership. It's
I
like,
think-
don't even look at me.
It was like Rolex. They don't let
yeah,
you in the
so you
door.
have to sell. You could buy this car, but you have to sell it back to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think
So what's your current
Yeah, let's
Ferrari
hear it.
take?
I mean I'm not I love the 296. I think that car is cool, but I know that those have depreciated a lot.
Those
S-
are like $450 new. Like who's buying that new? That's the thing. They're depreciating, but it's like who's going in there and saying, I want a brand new one.
I think they made too many of them. They made
They
too many
did.
of those. They made too many of the SF90, like the Puro Sangue. Like I don't know.
I dig that.
It looks like
Yeah.
the Mazda CX-30.
I dig it. I have nothing against the
I have
looks, the
nothing against the
drivetrain,
Puro
anything.
Sangue.
But to me, the question with that car is like everyone's asking.
It's just to compete with the Urus.
right, but like my question
the
is,
Urus.
why is that the only vehicle that got that engine? Like
Wha-
that's the
yeah.
question everybody's
Yeah.
asking. It's
So-
like everyone wants that engine. No one wants it in an SUV.
I can see why they put the V6 in the F80 for size. Maybe like they did that kind of like what the Ford GT did when they used the EcoBoost V6. So
Yeah, that's
maybe
not why you're buying a Ferrari though.
No, I agree. So I think they kind of missed the ball on that. That being said, when I saw spy shots of the F80, I thought it looked really cool. I definitely want to see one in person, but it doesn't hit the same as a LaFerrari or a
Yeah.
F50, F40, and Enzo. You
For
know,
like 3 times the price of a LaFerrari too.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what do you like? That's what I'm saying. Like the design.
I haven't
cues,
answered this question.
Yeah,
but-
you haven't.
Yeah, you're dodging it
There's
because you're
clearly like
distancing
a
yourself from
very
the brand.
distinct design cue that they're going after. That is just like
Well, I think that once they got rid of Pininfarina,
Yeah,
that was the biggest mistake because the cars have not looked as good.
Yeah.
Apart from the 296, which I think looks great,
I agree.
but
Yeah.
I think the other one, like the other cars, don't look as good.
So do you think like do you
I have an opinion, but
think
I have an
that
opinion.
I mean, I don't want to say they're in trouble. They're never going to be in trouble. But do you find like the pedigree is kind of going
think,
away?
So, Ferrari as a brand is one of the most recognizable brands in the world, and they've been able to double, triple, quadruple, how much money they make each year with all of their branding, and they do a really good job of getting their brand out there and like making their brand
Right.
accessible to everybody, whether it's shirts, t-shirts,
Yeah.
mugs, whatever it might be. But I don't think that I don't have a Ferrari. Like I can't buy a Ferrari, but like to me, they don't feel as like special as like what they used to be. That being said, I know you guys don't like watch Formula One as much as I do. I am super excited to see Lewis Hamilton get in a Ferrari and drive a Ferrari, because if he can win for them and they can win in Formula One again, I think that's going to help make the road cars more special and better again.
I think it will in a way. It's not like back in the day when Michael Schumacher was like testing the Enzo and like giving
Right.
us feedback. I don't think they're in the same spot, but I just think that social media has just saturated those cars. Like I think you just see them everywhere. They don't really, there's no screaming V12 anymore. You see them in person and it's kind of like they're kind of just awkward now. And it's not like you get them in person and they've got all these like crazy like details. Like I feel like when you see a new McLaren in person or a new extremely high-end Porsche, it's like, wow. It's like no matter how often you see that, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it seems like Ferrari is almost adding so much. It's almost like the Civic Type R syndrome. They gave it 3 exhaust pipes. They gave it the roof scoops and the this and that and the fake vents and the this. And I think Ferrari is stuck in that realm of too much going on.
Too much going on, and knowing that no matter what they make,
It'll sell, and they'll
they
make
could
money.
charge. They could charge $6 billion for the car, and
I
they'll
knew it
still
was a
sell it
B.
out. But and I think that's why they keep adding layers of how to
Right.
buy the car. You got to buy the Roma, or you got to buy the this. You got to do that,
Yeah, it's
and then
weird.
maybe you lose so much money on our cars. Then you can.
I wish the F80 was the Daytona SP3.
Well, yeah, I think
Because the
that's
Daytona
what most people
That's-
think.
a-
That's a great car.
That is epic. Like when that came out, I was like, okay, that put
That's neat.
the same level of excitement as
Yeah.
a LaFerrari or Enzo or whatever. But
I think Ferrari is also kind of a brand that like they don't care. Like the feedback they're probably getting from people and probably just like this is it. This is not going to change. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love to see, and they'll never do it, but it would be so cool if they did, like, even if they wanted to utilize the V6, if they did a 500 horsepower mid-engine budget Ferrari with a 6-speed manual.
If they just did another 550 Barchetta,
gave
they
the gave the enthusiasts what they wanted, that would be so cool.
Yeah,
They don't care about what we want, man. We're not buyers.
yeah,
True.
We're
That's
just we're just talking crap about them.
But I
They
mean,
don't
I
give a
think I think that would be. I mean, it is interesting. I do think
Cease
that.
and desist incoming.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I do think that they have the ability, because there is nothing better sounding than a V12
Nothing.
Ferrari.
Nothing. They had that
I think
nailed.
they nail, like
Still
there
do.
is literally, when you cold start the Enzo, it's like earth shattering.
They're
It's
gonna
almost
watch
as loud
this.
as
They're gonna
Steve
watch
Struck.
this. They're gonna be like, "Oh, they're so mad."
But that's what you buy the car
Rage bait.
for.
100%. 100%. What's Lewis Hamilton gonna be driving now that he's with Ferrari? Like, is he gonna get like an
Roma
F80 now?
Spider.
Roma
No,
Spider?
no.
Tailor made.
So they usually put their F1 drivers in whatever car they're trying to market. So like, I mean, it could be the Roma Spider, but I'm sure that they'll give him access to like whatever he wants. I mean, he's quite the.
How old is he now?
He's 40.
He's 40.
He's 40 years old.
Man, he's older than you,
He
Sean.
is.
If he,
Damn.
if he wins, it'll be, if they give him the right car, I think he can win. I
Do they have good cars?
Sorry.
They got better last year. In 24, they got better. They weren't
Yeah.
as good as McLaren. McLaren has really stepped it up big time, but I think if they
McLaren is like next level. I feel like I
Yeah,
see them
they
on
are.
social media every time.
if
I don't follow Formula One, but I always see.
yeah, if they can give him a good car and he can win, I mean, I think that would be the most epic comeback ever. You know,
Yeah,
I want him to just crush Max Verstappen.
What happened to Max at the end of last year?
I just think that the car wasn't as good, and they were, having
But
some.
wasn't he dominating the whole year?
I think he was like up until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the technicalities of it. Again, like I watch it more.
But
than
he
you
didn't win
guys,
anything.
but not as much.
I don't watch it at all. I
Yeah.
just like, literally, I'm the most casual fan ever.
MotoGP, on the other hand,
MotoGP.
I
last
watched-
year, remember when we were at Goodwood?
yeah,
And it's it's like 10 o'clock at night, and MotoGP was on in the U.S. 40 minutes of just like hair-raising turns and knee down and shoulder down, and they're just flat out.
Dude,
40
it is so
it is-
exciting.
It is riveting.
Well, Liberty Media, who owns Formula One, bought MotoGP
This year? Or a few years ago?
I think they bought it in 24, or like it's being signed in 25 or whatever. But the reason why Formula One got so popular in the U.S. was because of Drive to Survive, Netflix show.
Yep.
But being that they bought MotoGP, I think there's probably if they want to market MotoGP like
They're
they
going to
have,
do a similar thing.
they're going to do a similar thing. I mean, last year at the Circuit of the Americas, the most publicly watched sports event in the entire country, not the Super Bowl.
You're saying in person?
In person, not the Super Bowl, not like, in terms of attendance, was the F1 Grand Prix at Texas.
Yeah.
It was like 125,000 people.
Wow.
So, like, people love this. And so if they can do something similar with MotoGP and, like,
It
grow
really is crazy.
It's
like,
so much more exciting than Formula One.
Well, it's crazy. Like, to go to an F1 race, like, it's bloody expensive.
Oh.
And it's like, to me, it's like, again, I love cars more than anyone. I don't feel it when I'm at a race because you're not watching the whole race.
Yeah,
you can't see the whole thing.
You have to sit in a section, and it's better now at racetracks where like they'll have like a jumbotron and you'll be able to see everything. But seeing MotoGP in person, because like you see how crazy it is on television when they're like dragging their shoulders now at this point. Like I went to Circuit of the Americas 2018, but like watching them do the entire back straightaway in like 5 seconds, and you literally just watch them. It's like a fighter jet but on the ground. I mean, and they're so loud. And and when they crash too, like you see them crash at speed, it's whoa.
Yeah,
guy's like tumbling, and he gets up there fine.
It's shocking more people don't die in those sports. It's crazy.
The safety has gotten so good, whether it's the airbag suits, the helmets, traction control systems, all these things have really improved the safety. Also, the gravel traps, the air fences. I mean, the modern MotoGP approved circuit, not that obviously racing on two wheels is not safe, however you put it. It's not safe. But it's gotten so much better over the years because of big accidents that have happened. And, of course, to get to B, you have to go through the whole stage, But
speaking of Goodwood, you remember that accident we saw last year at Goodwood?
Guy hit the wall.
Oh, my
He was fine.
God. Yeah, he was fine. And I'm watching this like, this guy's dead. Has to be dead.
Was he in a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Vintage race. Well, they only race the 250s and like max 350s there for the bikes, two strokes
track. Yeah.
Because anything faster, the 500cc two strokes would be too fast for the track.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of runoff there, and also grass doesn't really slow you down. You would need to build gravel traps and air fences if you wanted to do crazy racing there, which they'll never do because it's the historical factor of it. But
Goodwood's amazing. We have such a good spot at Goodwood. Like if everyone could experience that spot, the whole back straight to the little chicane down the back stretch, and you're like right above it.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. Goodwood is next level. That's the difference between going to watch racing at like a track or whatever and watching cars go around than going to an F1 race, sitting up in the bleachers. And you feel it and whatnot, but it's like you're not seeing the whole thing. And it's like I understand the Jumbotron angle, I do, but then you're watching half of the thing on TV.
Yeah.
And you've paid however many hundreds of dollars for the tickets. Like if I go to a sporting event like a Celtics game, I got to be within like 10 or 15 rows.
I totally agree with you, but if you ever had the opportunity and time to see a race at Circuit of the Americas and sit in the multiple chicane section or whatever, I don't know what turn number, 9 and 10. The twisty part, that's in the beginning. 3, 4, to see all of that, you get a really long stretch of them coming by. You can sit pretty close to the fence and see them kind of go up the hill and down, right over the crest. You actually get a lot of it right there. But some tracks are better at giving you a better vantage point than others. But
dude,
I don't know.
They should have AJ and Big Justice be like the mascots of F1 in the U.S.
Boom!
You want to get more viewers, dude.
Oh, he hit the wall. Boom!
Drivers, start your engines. Boom!
So stupid.
Unreal.
It's insane.
It's amazing, dude.
It's insane what
they probably get as many views as F1 does.
Probably.
The double chunk chocolate. Boom!
It's amazing, dude. Dude, can you believe TikTok might get banned?
Yeah.
You can believe it? I never downloaded it.
I don't have it either.
Do you guys survive? That's crazy.
I never downloaded it.
You survived
and now I have too much pride.
It's like all the people that are obsessed with Vine and loved Vine. There's going to be an entire generation of kids and adults
but
that,
way worse than Vine.
that love TikTok so much.
Why do
Sean-
they love it so much?
It's addicting.
TikTok's algorithm is unlike no other social media platform. So,
Do people with cars do it?
oh yeah, there's a lot of car creators. I mean, our friend Alec from Rhode Island, I mean, he grew a very
Yeah, he got big on TikTok.
sizable following on TikTok. And but yeah, there's a lot of car creators. But most social medias, like Instagram, I'm sure that the stats for Reels, more people are scrolling through Reels than they are on their homepage. But most people, I would assume, are going between Reels and their homepage and the Explore page and kind of bouncing back and forth. Most people on TikTok are just scrolling on their For You page. And even if you follow somebody, it doesn't really matter because maybe you'll see it in the For You page, but it's not like going to the home page on Instagram where you see, oh, Sean posted an Instagram post, I'll see it there kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, you've been posting like YouTube shorts. Do you think those are going well? Like,
Yeah.
like in general. Like,
Oh,
do you think
yeah.
a lot of people go on YouTube and like?
We got a lot of views from YouTube shorts. They don't make any money. I mean, YouTube full-length videos are they make the money, but the shorts do like cents on the dollar, but they still help like the overall
get you
channel.
to the
But like,
channel.
are people going on YouTube like even like on a desktop and like with a mouse like, scrolling YouTube reels?
I don't think so.
I do the shorts of YouTube.
I think-
I never go on YouTube anymore.
But I feel like the shorts on YouTube is like very,
it's very
it's
different.
random. I feel
very
like.
different, but they're like I get a lot of like movies, like movie clips.
I get, because my entire
Sean, we won't get
YouTube
started on your algorithm,
is
buddy.
is
Boom!
because my entire YouTube is just car and
It's just
motorcycle
all car
content.
stuff.
I'll get a lot of car and motorcycle like shorts on there, but then I'll also get like a lot of like hyper toxic like masculinity like posts.
Dude, I
on
saw
there.
this chick who was like, yeah, I met this guy for a first date and asked to see his Explore page. And that was it. Like, she was like, yeah, it was all naked girls, so I was done. It's like, imagine that. You just get exposed from your Explore page. I mean, I
I have
couldn't
no idea what
imagine.
you guys
Do
are
you know how to
talking
change
about.
that?
Dude, you're
So-
I learned my algorithm knowledge from you. You're the expert.
When you're on the Explore page, and if you have a bunch of things on it, if you're just on the Explore page, it's like, and you see like, oh, watch, click on that, scroll out, car, click on that, scroll out, motorcycle,
Okay.
click on that, racing, click on that,
Yep.
and then you hit refresh, then it'll give you the most recent things that you looked at, so it doesn't look like you were looking at girls on Instagram all day.
It's
Yes, it
clearly
is.
from experience. I mean, what else would it be from?
Antonio's pulling up. Antonio's
Yeah.
pulling up to Boston, just doing some quick last minute clicks.
She doesn't need to know.
Oh my
She
god!
knows now.
She never will. She never will. She'll
She-
never
she
listen
doesn't-
to this
she doesn't
far in the
watch this.
podcast either.
Yeah, she doesn't watch this.
But I mean, just the algorithm in general. It's like people care more about the algorithm than like, it's like. I was just thinking about this because I ref basketball like on the weekends in the winter when I'm not working on the weekends, and like coach says to this third grader, he's like, "Yo, Jimmy, get in the game. Get off the bench." And he goes over to the chair and he's like, "It's like, dude." Kids are memeing today. And I'm thinking to myself, what were we doing as kids? Well, we were watching
We were
movies.
getting yelled at.
We were getting yelled at. We were quoting movies and TV shows. Like, kids watch TikTok. Kids watch
Yeah.
Reels. Like, 7-year-olds know the algorithm.
If it gets banned, it'll probably be good for the youthful mind of America. I
It
mean,
will be,
They'll just
100%.
transition into Instagram, and Zuck's probably like, watching it
Zuck's
happen.
plotting right now. Did you see Zuck's Macan wagon? Did you see this?
What is a
What a
Macan
transition.
wagon?
He did a... Who was it? It was,
Was it
West Coast Customs. He took a Macan. Pull up the picture. I'll pull it up. Macan. He did Macan. He stretched it.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, his stylist has made him so cool. He's gotten so cool.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's gotten so
No,
cool.
he looks cool.
No, he's
He looks cool.
trying to look cool.
Yeah, but he looks cool.
How old is Zuck, dude?
Let me see the
Dude, we
Macan.
got
Fofos, I'm tipping.
boom.
It's like a minivan.
It's a minivan. He made it for his wife. It's like, dude, are you kidding? It's like, where do we even start with this, Zuckerberg?
Dude, can I
Let me see this. I need this up on the screen.
to
for
talk
what I'm
about
talking
West Coast Customs real quick.
Look at this photo. Put this photo on. Dude,
So I do have to talk about West Coast Customs. So when we were
he stretched the damn thing.
when we were in LA last year, Sam and I had to go get
I met that guy.
He seems like a nice
I met
dude.
him 6 years ago now.
We had to go
Nice guy.
we had to go get an extra card reader because ours broke. So we drove like an hour outside of Burbank to go get this thing. And then on the way back, of course, we were in traffic. So it like diverted us like somewhere.
West Coast Customs.
And we were talking about like, it's like, should we prank Donald this week? Like
Oh my
like
God.
in light and fun-hearted way.
We'll bring the Moriarty over.
we pass West Coast Customs, and Sam and I both kind of look at it and then look at each other, and we're like, we should bring Donald's car here and put it on like 40s. It was so funny.
It would take Donald weeks for him to believe. If you did that, it would take weeks for him to fathom that actually happened.
It was so funny.
Spinners on the Moretti.
It's so crazy because you see the West Coast Customs show and you think it's like, I mean, it's a cool place, but you think it's like this like grand,
Hey, it's just like a shop, dude.
It's literally right there, like on just the road. The layout of Los Angeles is so interesting, the way things just kind of appear. But it was so funny just seeing it there. So diabolical. Sam
It'd be a
is so
great car to
diabolical.
do that too. Swap the Skoda engine in it.
Put screens on the headrest.
Put screens on the headrest. We heard you like Italy. We put spaghetti in your spinners. Okay. No problem. We put ravioli in your mud flaps. Wait, this is Pimp My Ride. That's a totally different show.
It's a different show, but it's in the same vein. 2025. There are some.
We're gonna have a good year.
We're gonna have some
busier.
good, but I think there's gonna be some potentially new and exciting cars coming out.
Yep.
Speaking of Toyota earlier, they had that GR.
I love that
Yaris.
transition. There's gonna be some new exciting cars coming out. Speaking of Toyotas, it's like
Yeah, Toyota, dude. I think
you buying the
Toyota,
new Prius, bro.
dude. Toyota.
The new Crown.
Hear me out real quick.
New Crown
I
all-wheel
think
drive.
I think Toyota has.
plug-in hybrid. Dude, I mean, I could see you in a Crown.
I'm just gonna
Maybe even a Venza. The new Venza looks
They
good.
make
The
Video
Venza,
va-
the
oh, the
Venza is
Venza?
getting discontinued. It's in the list.
It's on the list.
It's
I
on
put
the
it
list.
on the list.
It's on the.
It's collector car.
It's on the list of cars.
Toyota, we're
in
sorry you're killing the
dying in
Venza. Here's 5
24.
big booms.
That being said,
Big Justice. AJ, I would... Might need a cameo, Sean. Might need to do a cameo. What were you going to say? Before I rudely interrupted
I was
you.
going to say that I think Toyota's like in a good place right now.
Their trucks are killing it.
The trucks are cool.
Yeah.
I think that the new Land Cruiser is cool.
Land Cruiser's great. The Sequoia is baller. Okay.
And I love that they're keeping like these enthusiast cars alive.
I
The
agree.
GR Corolla, that GR Yaris concept that was unveiled at the
Mid-engine?
mid-engine.
Dude, the turbo
yes,
size of my head.
That's cool.
Okay.
that stuff is cool.
No, that thing looks...
Are they going to
sweet.
make it?
That's going to be a rally car.
I think they'll make
Probably.
Yeah, good.
I think that's going to be a serious rally car.
I
I don't
mean-
think it'll be a road car. I don't think that's going to be a road car.
I think-
I'm just going to...
I think like their positioning as a brand, it's like when we were kids, it's like, oh, Toyota.
They're very smart. They said, we was talking about this yesterday too. They were saying 10 years ago that they weren't going to go electric, and everyone was like, oh, they're killing the environment. And now everyone's like, well, we don't know if we can
Yeah,
make
now
electric
it's
cars,
like-
so we're trying to find alternatives. And Toyota's like, yeah, we've mastered the hybrid for 25 years. So
Dude,
Yeah.
I
No, Toyota.
I admire their
I'm
direction.
interested in them.
they
And
know
also-
what people want.
Yeah. The
Everything's
Supras-
more
the
expensive
Sup-
now, though.
Yeah.
Camry's 30 grand.
Yeah.
The Corolla's GR is $45,000.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of the inflation in the way that things are going. But at least it's not like
they're making dumb cars.
at least it's not like a GT3 Touring with a stick that's 300 grand because you optioned out the lightweight package and the ST suspension.
Yeah.
It's like that's like a house.
Well, I
bro.
added 135,000 in options. Yeah, there were 6 options. But it's great. I mean, speaking of options, you know, my mom's looking at cars. I want her to get the new Volvo V60 Polestar wagon. 450 horsepower, 4-cylinder hybrid.
Wow.
450 horsepower.
Listen to the options. 4 colors.
That's it?
That's it.
I
That's
love
the
it.
only thing you can pick. You love it. Why do you like that?
Well, because it's just
You
simplicity.
yeah, but you can't. There's 4 colors. Like, even if there were 12 colors, I'd be like, all right, I get 12 colors. But it's literally
Wait,
black.
4 colors. Are there any other options? Like
No,
interior options?
Well, no, you get, you know, Brembos, Olin's,
Yeah.
the hybrid, 40 miles of electric range, yellow seat belts. It's a great package. Like, it's a really nice car. But it's your 4 options for the whole build: black, white, light gray, dark gray. There's no other options on the vehicle unless you add accessories. It's just interesting, like, you know.
I mean, that's purely for manufacturing purposes.
Yeah, it just saves money.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's just...
That has to be what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Teslas now, like when I in 2013, you literally had...
There aren't many colors for Teslas.
Well, what I'm saying is everything was an option. So like different headliners, different different colors. There was a cover in the third row. Like literally everything was an option.
Gotcha.
But that makes the manufacturing process very difficult. So like...
So how does Porsche do it, dude? How do they
that's
do
the
it?
crazy
Well,
thing.
they don't make as many cars.
So
yeah,
like,
but
so
the
if like Tesla
stitching
made,
and the PTS Plus and...
So what happened was like, you know, like people would build these unique, weird build Teslas and they would cancel their order and you'd just be stuck with this very weird build. So now, like, you see Teslas, they just build cars and then, you know, there's 4 options.
It's just
and you just whatever car gets built, you get assigned that car.
My friend Dylan, my best friend Dylan, works at Porsche Tucson, okay? He has a car in inventory right now that he's trying to sell. It's a paint sample Boxster S from 2016. Last year.
Oh, the orange one. I saw it.
Last year of the
981.
naturally aspirated. Last year of that.
Yep.
Porsche Colorado Springs, I believe, spec'd out.
Wasn't it like $116,000?
Big deal
new?
Boxster.
Yeah.
Paint to sample the whole thing. And it's like they bought that on inventory. Like they just spec'd it out and paid for it.
Yeah.
And then they got money for it. But it's like Porsche is next level with that.
Oh,
even BMWs, there aren't that many colors anymore.
Do you follow the BMW individual color page on Facebook?
I see it. I don't follow it, but
yeah, it's
I
pretty,
see it from time to time. You could always go to BMW and say, I want this color, but you had to like get the right like form of communication. Like you couldn't build it online.
Yeah.
If you talk to an idiot salesman, he'd be like, oh, I've never heard of that.
Well, it's the manufacturing that
Boom.
It's
you know, if
just
they're
so complicated.
because they got to time it perfectly. It's all about timing it when the car is going to hit the certain part of the line where it's going to be sprayed this color. You know, they're not spraying cars. They're going to paint 100 red cars. They're going to paint 100 yellow cars. They have to time it.
I know.
Immaculately.
Mercedes is crazy too, dude. I saw a G-Wagon the other day. This guy got delivered. This guy on Instagram, dude. Like boat wood paneling in the trunk. It's like veneer, like all clear coated and everything.
Wow.
In a
On a
G-Wagon. In a
G-Wagon.
G63.
Oh wow.
And he was saying something like, "Well, yeah, I paid extra for the black brakes, but it has those monoblock 24-inch wheels or whatever that you can't even see the brakes. He paid like $2,000.
I've never been a fan of the G-Wagon.
To the brakes in
Never
black.
been a G-Wagon fan.
I like the old
them.
ones. I like
all of them. It's not like I would buy one, and it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I love it
But
so much.
I feel like
it's
it's
an
an
icon.
It's an icon,
That's
but
why.
I feel like the only option is the G63.
Well-
it's like you can't get a G550.
I don't know why they even
You
make it.
have to make you just have to get
I
the
know.
G63.
I think what's frustrating about it is that it's actually a very capable off-road vehicle, and
So it's beyond. capable.
there's videos of them like climbing up like rock faces, and they're awesome off-road. But I would say I couldn't put a number on it, but I feel like most of the owners are just
Very
you're not,
few of
you're
them.
not driving.
They're just driving them in-
$200,000 cars.
Well,
just
just to
driving
even
them around town.
take it on like the beach, you'd probably have to switch the tires, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they come
You
on
can't put
Pirellis.
you
So that
can't.
thing's on like low pro, call them 22s, very thin sidewall.
Yeah.
Just to replace the tires would be $4,000.
Yeah.
Well-
it's like that's
You gotta get a
outrageous.
second
the
set of
6
wheels.
by
Yeah.
the 6x6 has a button that you can press
The
that'll
6x6,
deflate
Which was
all of
never
the tires.
sold in the United
Yeah,
States.
but the thing is,
then you
half
can
of those
drive
went
it.
to the Middle East, where
I know.
all those guys are serious off-roaders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, what did I see? I was watching something stupid, of course, came across my screen. Someone kitted out a Genesis GV80 SUV. Off-road tires, light bar, roof rack, and it's like, anything's capable if you do it.
Oh, yeah,
But
you
it's
gotta
like,
do it right.
The G-Wagon could literally transverse the moon, and people are going to the mall with it. Like, that's all
Yeah.
they use it for.
Right.
I get that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
No, I mean, I don't know.
But they're like Jeeps. It's like, I like a good Jeep. Like, I like
Oh,
a
yeah.
good G-Wagon. I like a good Land Cruiser. They're
Yeah.
just like cool.
I love the new Land Cruiser. I think that thing is so cool. The newest one, I love the design. It's actually bigger than the previous version, but I think the way that it's designed, it doesn't look as big, but it's a huge car.
The G-Wagon, you're saying?
No, the Land Cruiser.
Oh, the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good-looking car, man. They are big. I mean, I'm not saying they're not big. They're big, but they're proportional.
Yeah.
They look really good. And the Sequoia, I'm telling you, I was at the ski shop. Guy at the ski shop, ski house in Vermont. Brand new Sequoia, TRD Pro, roof box, the whole thing. Like, really good-looking car.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Dude, they're making cool stuff.
What
Like,
engines do those have?
The Land Cruiser.
It's not a V8.
I think, no, the Land Cruiser
Six-cylinder.
has a 4-cylinder. There's
a 4-cylinder and there, I believe, is a 6.
Yes, I think that, but I don't know about, I think the Land Cruiser only comes in a 4-cylinder, but then you can get the is the Land Cruiser Lexus or Toyota?
Land Cruiser's Toyota.
What's the Lexus version? It's like
The GX.
whatever, 470 or...
That thing looks really good.
It's the same vehicle, but the
Same
Lexus
vehicle.
has the bigger engine in it.
Correct.
And it's also not a hybrid. The Land Cruiser is a hybrid.
is?
So in the Land Cruiser, the battery sits in the back and you have less trunk space. The Lexus doesn't come like that. It has more trunk space, and it also has more horsepower. Obviously, the Lexus is more expensive, but I think if you want to go fast, the Lexus is faster.
Fast.
But
Good analysis, man.
yeah,
I think we need more plug-in. I love the plug-in hybrid route.
Yeah.
I'm just back to
Because
my
you don't-
mom
you don't
because I
even
love
think
my
about
mom.
it.
My mom's looking at an A6 wagon. Okay, 300 horsepower, turbo V6. So
Yeah.
you have to
More than
imagine it's
enough power.
probably
Yeah.
probably, but 16, 17, 18 gallon tank, maybe
Yeah.
less. You're getting 400 miles range. That's great. The Volvo, dude, I'm like it's hard to picture this. My friend Larson's mom has a plug-in hybrid Escape. She works 5 miles away. Never
Yeah.
puts gas in the vehicle.
Never, because it just charges itself.
Ever.
wow.
Yeah.
And it's like the Volvo, that has like 15 miles, 12, 15, like below 20. The Volvo is 40 miles of electric range. Remember that BMW we rented,
Yes.
the wagon? I rented a 330E, which is the B48, I think, with a hybrid, plug-in hybrid. And that thing was
that's the way to go.
amazing.
It's-
Besides the trunk space, though.
Yeah.
You do
But
lose
that's-
room.
That is, to me, the way to go.
That's the way to go. It's
Yeah.
absolutely the way to go. And I'm excited to see, hopefully, this is what I'm hoping for. I need a V6 diesel plug-in hybrid. That's all I'm asking for. V6 turbocharged diesel.
From what
plug-in
brand?
hybrid. Don't even care. Could be a Jaguar and I'd buy it. The pink one.
It's
Give me
not
the
gonna-
pink
it's not gonna be
Jaguar
a
with
Jaguar.
with that powertrain. But I mean, seriously, that's the way to go. I mean, that'll get you from here to like DC on one tank.
That would be.
Yeah, that's the way
I
to
need
do it.
something with like 800 miles of range without thinking about it.
That would be epic.
Sean's new truck is 800 miles of range, but you have to put 1,800 gallons.
Yeah, but
How
you're
many
driving on
gallons?
the train.
How many gallons is
It's like
that?
it's a 32-gallon tank, but I mean, driving around town, you're getting 10 miles a gallon. So it's when you're on the highway.
That's a different vehicle.
So that's what you've been driving around town.
Oh yeah, baby. Trading my Tesla.
Sean's the true hoss of the group. Hell yeah, brother.
So yeah, it'll be but
I
like
love
we were
that truck.
saying, a lot of exciting stuff this year.
Yeah. He's ending the show early.
He's trying to. We're not going to let him
ending it
know.
early?
We haven't even gotten to March, dude. We got Amelia coming up. We got Moda coming up. We got the ice event. We got the hill climb. Dude, we're doing
oh,
the hill
yeah.
climb this year.
Yeah,
Who's
the
doing it?
Wilbraham.
I don't know. Well, I want to go.
driving that.
Sean's driving. I want to go.
We should. That
Yeah,
would be
that's part of your schedule. It's on
that
your
would be
schedule.
Yeah, it's on your
epic,
Check your
schedule.
email.
epic video.
You don't
No,
answer his
I
calls.
don't answer your phone calls or email.
No, we're driving the 3-liter the Wilbraham Hill Climb, May
Oh.
10th.
Dude, that Sam and I went there 2 years ago to film. That's an epic event.
How long is that hill climb?
It's like
Dude,
a mile.
There are a
Dude,
number
the
of
hill,
there are a number of events, including this one, that are in New England within an hour of a Rhode Islander. And look, I'm going to
That's
look at the
exciting.
camera. I
That-
know
that's
you Rhode
exciting.
Islanders need your passport, your little lunch box, your little drink cooler to get going
Yeah.
any more than 20 minutes. But there are events, including our events. Hello, Cars and Coffee, everything we have that's within an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
it's
probably
wild.
a world-class event that no one knows about.
Dude, it's so good.
Like cars like this, like it's going to be
Oh, yeah.
20,
Our
$30
Renault
million
did it.
dollars of cars going up the hill.
Yeah.
And like no one's talking about that.
dude,
What a nice event.
that you're gonna.
That's
you're-
gonna be
you're
awesome.
driving.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a helmet and all that stuff. But
I got helmet.
dude, he's gonna be locked in.
That's awesome.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, that'll be
What
fun.
was the fastest car there that you saw? Because it's a veteran
Well,
car.
it's supposed to be a veteran car. They had some race cars.
But
They
what's
had
like
some
the
race
latest
cars.
car
They had
that they allow?
the earliest one. I mean, the latest one I saw was a modified 356,
That's cool.
which I think that
It's more in spirit of.
it's more in the spirit of a 30s car or
I
a
gotcha.
20s car. But yeah, I think that was probably the newest car there. But some of the older stuff. I mean, there was I forget what that woman. She's a professional race car driver. I forget her name, but she's from the area. She like grew up there, and then she's like, I can't believe I've raced around the world, and now I'm racing in my hometown. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool to talk to her.
Evan drove the 08 Renault in it before we owned it.
No way.
Yeah.
I could not imagine.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He is so cool.
Would you rather be a Renaissance man or know everything about one thing? Because Evan knows everything. Because it's like it's such a tough argument because you could be a complete expert in vintage cars,
Yeah.
or you could know a little bit about everything.
I think I'd like to know a little bit about everything, because like like as a kid I was always the car kid, and it's like, oh, nobody knows more about cars than I do. And then the older you get, you're like, there are so
my
many
God.
Yeah, I
people
don't
that
know
know
this, right?
so
well, and
many
that's
things.
the thing. It's like that's almost why I would lean to rather be an expert, because it's like then you're the expert, and it's like I don't
Yeah.
care to know about tiddlywinks.
I like to learn little things about every car.
I do
though,
too.
and
I do
just
too.
like learn every day. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah. There's always something with
That's
these
what's
cars.
amazing to admire about Evan. It's like, oh my God, you actually know everything. It's
He's
incredible.
really good at explaining things, because
Yes.
some people who are experts are not that good at
Well,
telling
he also
you.
makes it not intimidating.
Yeah,
which
he
is
dumbs
so
it down.
friendly, and he like doesn't care
Yeah.
to
Well,
take
it's
an
like-
extra. If he knows you, to take an extra 2 minutes to explain
Yeah.
to something when he's clearly like in the middle of something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the man.
No, we've done a lot of great shows with him. We can have him on again. He's a good dude.
Yep. But yeah, we got a lot going on. What's in June? We doing anything in June?
I didn't do the schedule that far.
Hey.
June we have Goodwood in April.
Good
Obviously.
one in April. Hill climb in May.
Hill climb in May 10th. We may go.
Oh,
to
we have our
festivals-
veteran car tour.
veteran car
early
tour, of
May.
course. Yeah, May 4th and 5th,
Yep.
which is probably our most
obviously our-
fun.
Isn't it
as
the
we've
third
talked
and
about.
fourth? I think
Sorry,
it's third and fourth.
3rd and 4th. It's the first weekend of May, and
It's gonna be. We started that event in March. When we started that event, it was March. It was like, oh my God, this is miserable.
yeah,
And it was always
March.
raining. This is gonna be a good
This is
one.
gonna
in
be
May.
good.
Dude, I love how during that event we're all like, all in the same
Everywhere.
event, but doing different things. Like Sean's driving something.
Antonio's in a
crazy.
helicopter.
Yeah, and Tony's in a helicopter. I'm like on the phone with 8 people. Like,
Yeah.
where are you? Where's this guy? Like,
Everyone's
I think we lost Steve Lang.
Everyone's breaking down.
Yeah.
But that's part of it, and we say
It's
that every
so
year.
fun.
It's just like a
No one does an event like that like us. Like you would go to an event like that somewhere else, and they'd be like, "All right, good luck."
yeah. You
Figure
broke
it
down.
out.
See you next
Like
year.
we're literally pulling up on you with 6 Suburbans with strobe lights, and like we're here to help.
and like like
Strobe
4
lights.
mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's honestly one of the,
So fun.
I think it's my favorite
Because you
event
never
we do.
you're up at like 6, and until all the cars are back, like
It's so
job
fun,
not done.
dude. It's so
Love
fun.
And it's going to be long. It's a weekend event this year, so it'll be.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
like an not an autocross in like the typical sense,
Showing
but
the
like an
cars.
exhibition event,
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
the cars off and like little like not a track setting, but a course.
Dude, it's gonna be that's the best
I
event.
love that event. Love that one.
It's like the kickoff to summer too.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Kind
like
of is.
the unofficial.
Well, a Cars and Coffee is if it's not 25 degrees at the beach with a southwesterly wind of 28. That's miserable.
Usually the
April
first.
13th, it's like
Usually
hey.
the first Cars and Coffee is at when you guys are at Goodwood, and
Oh, yeah.
I've done it the past.
It's cold.
I'm like just.
Yeah.
But people come. It's great.
People come. People always come to the first one, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
a lot to look forward to.
And then we'll get to Pebble, and then we'll get to Dream Ride.
Salon Privé, Hampton Court.
You guys should do Dream Ride.
We did do. We
Well,
did.
you guys should go. It's fun.
I did go.
You did?
I've never been.
I've been.
Oh, you go
twice.
Sunday because I go Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Well, Saturday's awesome because it's like 250 cars out on a cruise, and
Yeah.
all the stoplights are shut off, and
Oh, wow.
the whole town shuts down for this thing.
Yeah.
For like 2 hours. It's insane. And then Sunday is like the biggest car show.
Probably
you've ever
very
seen.
like wholesome too.
Yeah,
Probably feels
dude,
great.
and Bizzuto and the whole team, they raise like millions,
Yeah,
and
it's
they
awesome.
fly in all these kids. It's like, I mean, wholesome is, it's wholesome, but like that's an understatement.
Yeah.
The whole atmosphere is just like you just wanna
That's cool.
makes you
Everyone's
want to do
excited.
good for the rest
Yeah.
of your life, every moment of every day.
That's cool.
It's just awesome.
That's cool.
The girl I rode with last year, we had the same birthday.
That's a big
talk
deal.
about.
Nice.
Talk about being locked
whoa.
in.
What
Yeah.
did you drive her in?
We were in the GT4 RS.
Good
Yeah,
car.
from the collection, the gray one.
A lot of good
really
sounds.
good car.
Yeah.
Good sounds.
Good AC. She was.
Big
we got
AC.
in and she was like, "We got to have AC, right?" I'm like, "We got AC.
We got
We're
AC.
locked in." It was
Yeah.
like 20 degrees,
Nice.
but that was cool. So
That is a really.
it's a
great
really
event.
fun event,
Yeah.
and then so that rolls up, and then we basically get to Motor Week.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
event.
That'll be here in like 20 minutes. It seems like every year we do this, it's like January, like,
great,
so boys, what are we
we're
doing this
2
year?
weeks away.
And then in 2 weeks, it's like, so what did we do this year?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, if last year was any like preview of
Oh
what
my
this
God.
year will be like, I think for our Motor Week, I
It's all,
think it'll be epic.
Yeah.
Felt like Ben said it best. It felt like the Truman Show. Like it felt like there was just a bubble around us for
I
4
agree.
days. Amazing weather. Everyone
Yeah.
had an amazing attitude.
Yeah.
You know, it was just great cars.
That was fun.
It was really fun. Really, really fun.
Well,
Yeah.
cool, man.
Cool, man.
Well, we'll report back.
Well, I'm sorry we got to wrap it up, but here's
We-
5 big booms.
Well, we're not supposed to say it yet, but I think we can tease it about we're doing a show.
Oh yeah,
The three-
Oh, yeah. We're going to have.
3 of us are doing it.
That's right.
This
That's
show-
gonna be that's
on the main YouTube channel. So, but it's in the works right now. We've already filmed the first episode, but we can start teasing it hopefully soon.
yeah.
And
That'll be a fun
We
one.
can't give any hints now, huh?
No, just
I'll give
we'll
you a
let it
hint.
cook.
I'm going to give one hint.
boom.
All right, you ruined it. I was just going to say there's going to be cars in it. so.
Yeah, those would be
Oh.
cars. It's car related content.
It's
It's
actually-
different, though. I would say we'll be involved with some things.
That just makes it sound sketchy. as
No,
he goes
it's
like
right.
this.
I'm going to get my hands dirty.
Boom.
This was a good one. I had fun today. I always do, but
All right. Bye.
bye, Mom. That was a good sign out, Antonio. Be sure to tune into the Audrain Network. Like, subscribe this video, and stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, Ben's
Thanks,
right.
guys. Bye, Mom.
We bring the now we gotta do the we bring the boom.
We're going to get copyrighted.
We bring the boom.